Boom. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the channel. It's been a while since I've even mentioned those words. I had no intention of making this video, nor did I have any clue that this was going to happen. And you probably know what this video is about. And just like myself, the rest of the world didn't know that this was going to happen. This isn't a comeback video. This is just me showing up and talking about what the heck is going on and what you should think about doing if you're someone that is panicking right now. So I was actually supposed to be on vacation. I was supposed to be in Hawaii. I had never been to Hawaii before. I was very excited, and it was a vacation that was long overdue. I haven't been posting on YouTube, and those of you that are new subscribers, you're probably thinking, well, why the hell do you need a vacation? You haven't been posting on YouTube at all. Well, I do a lot of things outside of YouTube these days, and those that have been following me know what those things are, and we'll get into that in other videos. So I was supposed to go to Hawaii, and then the pandemic happened, and the coronavirus came to be, and that got canceled, unfortunately, just like everything else in the world got canceled. And then the text messages started to come in. I got text messages from friends because I have a lot of friends that are in the music industry. They're filmmakers and photographers in the music scene, doing concerts and things like that, a lot of events. All of those got canceled, and they were in complete panic mode and freaking out because that is their main source of income. And then I went onto Facebook and I saw the exact same thing. There are a lot of communities on Facebook, private communities for creators, and I belong to a lot of those communities, and same thing, tons of panic and fear and people just not knowing what to do, because a lot of these events, a lot of these things that require people to go and shoot is their main source of income. And so I was like, okay, I cannot just take a vacation and let my friends and people that I know in the industry freak out and panic. And so I'm going to do whatever I can to help and provide as much value as I possibly can, because I am in a position where I don't rely on just going out and shooting for my income. My business is all online, and so I'm very blessed to be in that situation right now when a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. And so that is what this video is all about, is for someone that is struggling right now. If you are currently struggling because you rely on one source of income as a filmmaker or a photographer and you're not sure what to do right now, that is what this video is going to be dedicated to. So I'm going to give you a bunch of tips and things that I would do if I were in that situation right now. Step number one, and if you're following me on my podcast, you listen to Ramblin' Radio, you've heard me say this a billion cajillion times, but I haven't mentioned it on my podcast, so I'm going to mention it right now. And that is the 10-step rule. If you are a fan of Tiger Woods, or you know who Tiger Woods is, or you're a golf fan, what he does when he takes a bad shot, this is one of his mental tricks that he does in life, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. Works for most things, not everything, but what he does is when he hits a terrible shot, he only gives himself 10 steps to get mad, to swear. If he's gonna throw his club, I don't know how many times he's done that, but if he needs to throw his club, whatever he needs to do to get it out, and also to just learn from it. He only gives himself 10 steps, and then he completely forgets about it. Now, I know that doesn't help that much. It has nothing to do with filmmaking, photography, and how to create more revenue, but I had to throw it in there because that is one of my biggest mental tips for people, and that is how I like to think, is when something shitty happens, I take about 10 steps, I give it about 10 seconds to get pissed, do whatever I can to get it out of my system, and then I use my energy to solve the problem. I don't waste my energy complaining about it. I don't waste my energy thinking about it anymore. I get right to solving the problem. So in this situation, it's not a great situation. It stinks. We all know it, but we don't have to be so negative about it and spread more fear and anxiety to other people. We can get pissed, whatever, give it 10 seconds, and let's get right to solving the problem. So with that being said, let's get into solving the problem. Step number 2 is, instead of looking at what you've lost, all the events, all the concerts, all the shoots that you had scheduled that was going to make you revenue, instead of looking at what you've lost, let's look at what we've all gained here. There's a ton of small businesses that have completely shut down, thousands, maybe even millions, that don't have the marketing budget. They don't have, they are closed right now. But on the other end of that, there are thousands, hundreds, whatever the number may be, that are completely thriving right now because they sell items that we need. So what industries right now are completely thriving? Ask yourself this question. What are the industries? What have you personally used right now where you're like, man, I need this right now. We're on lockdown. I need this item. Before we get into some of those industries, you're probably wondering, how do you provide value to businesses when we are stuck inside? Well, obviously we can edit, we can do a lot in post-production, and we can still shoot on our own depending on what country you live in and how strict your quarantine or stay-at-home order is. But potentially, depending on when you're watching this, you can go out and shoot by yourself, a brand, a piece of spec work, something along those lines where you're not around a ton of people, but you're still creating some video, creating some content. So you're still able to do that. But for the most part, a lot of it is going to be post-production. Now, the industries that are thriving, or the services that are thriving, number 1 is delivery services. Think about the amount that people are ordering online right now. Amazon, you have never seen Amazon shipping slow down. And I ordered something from Amazon a week ago and it still hasn't gotten here. That is so rare for Amazon. And this is Amazon Prime we're talking about. So think about just the amount of online delivery services that are so busy, that are completely thriving right now, that need your services. And it can be all kinds of products. All you have to do is ask yourself, what products do you personally need right now? Could be bath, could be toiletries, could be toilet paper. There are also organizations that are trying to help the elderly. The elderly are in the most crucial condition right now because the virus is a lot more deadly for older people. And so there's a lot of online organizations right now that are trying to get food to elderly people that need help. So if you do a little bit of research, I bet you can find a bunch of businesses, organizations that are really trying to get online and share a message that you need video and photography for, to share a message and get it out there. So delivery services are massive right now. A second one is at-home fitness. Think about all the gyms that have had to close down and they are being forced to go all online. Lifetime is offering online classes. Training Mate, which is similar to F45, they're completely switching over to online right now. You have tons of influencers and smaller businesses that have fitness brands that are going online and creating online workouts. Online fitness or at-home fitness is massive right now, and they need editing and post-production. They're putting out so much content right now that they need people like us to edit it for them and get it out there. And that brings me to my next one, is influencers in general. People that are on YouTube, people that are on Instagram, any kind of social media platform that requires post-production. They are putting out so much content as we speak, more than they ever have, because everybody is online right now and they need editors. They need people like us to help them put out that content. So influencers is a huge one. Another one is the gaming industry. I heard that GameStop is actually trying to keep their brick and mortar stores open right now, which a lot of people are pissed off about because they're trying to take advantage of this opportunity where everyone is buying video games because everyone is at home and they have all this time on their hands, which is kind of a shitty thing to do. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just saw an article really quick, so don't quote me on that. But by seeing that, you can say, oh wow, like the gaming industry is probably going off right now. So think about all those businesses that are in the gaming industry, offering them services as well. Another one would be online streaming services. Think about Amazon Prime, think about Hulu, think about Netflix. Those are obviously massive companies, and you're probably wondering how the hell are you going to get in contact with them? You can, and you don't know unless you try it, so do it. But there are also other smaller online streaming businesses out there. You just have to get creative, but streaming is another one. We already talked about influencers and YouTubers and things like that, but another thing that a lot of creatives don't think about is podcast editing, podcast production. Because we are filmmakers, right? A lot of you that are watching this right now are some sort of video person. We deal with audio all the time, not necessarily an audio professional. I'm not an audio professional at all, but because we have experience with it, we can edit podcasts, and podcasts are huge right now. There are 750,000 podcasts out there as we speak. You should check out mine if you want a new podcast to listen to, Ramblin' Radio. But there are so many different podcasts out there, and they need podcast production, and they pay good money for it. So all you have to do, go on to iTunes, find podcasts that you like, and iTunes will spit out other podcast recommendations based off of the podcast that you like. You simply just do that on their app, or you can use Spotify. I'm sure Spotify does something similar as well, but podcast editing is huge. And the last one would be entrepreneurs that specialize in teaching or coaching social media, or coaching how to have an online presence, things like that, because this is one of those times where you're going to hear from entrepreneurs like, hey, this is the perfect wake-up call for you to get online so you don't have to rely on other sources of income, similar to what I talked about in the beginning of this video. And it really is. It's like the perfect reason to get online, just by looking at this whole situation that we are currently in. As a human race, the entire world is affected by this, which is crazy. So you have a lot of entrepreneurs that are going all in on their businesses with their marketing, sharing with people, hey, you need to get an online presence. You need to be on social media to help your business grow and become a sustainable, trustworthy brand. And so you're going to see a lot of entrepreneurs online putting out tons of content that need our services as well. And this is all businesses. All businesses, like we've talked about, are going online. They are going all in online because this is a serious wake-up call for them. And this is the only way for them to make money right now, because their brick and mortar business is currently closed. So that is the first thing that I want to talk about. So instead of looking at what you've lost, look at the businesses that need your help right now and those industries. And all you have to do is ask yourself, what is it that you need right now? Because you're affected by this too. We all are. And just by asking yourself that question, you can really figure out like, oh, wow, these businesses are probably crazy busy doing ton of business right now because we need their products and services. So that is number one. Number two, what I want you to do is I want you to look at your previous clients and your current clients and offer them your services. What can you provide to them right now? They probably have a whole bunch of new problems that need solving, and you could solve those problems, whether it's with editing, anything post-production, or if you can get outside to shoot something quick with one of their products to market it in some way, and then get your ass home quickly to edit it and get it to them. But simply by just even reaching out, you don't even have to pitch them anything or nothing like that. You could simply just reach out and be like, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? I know we worked a year ago or 6 months ago, but I want to make sure that you're doing okay under these circumstances. If there's anything that I can do for you right now, please let me know. The online space is so essential right now, and I know you're going all in on online or whatever it is that you want to tell them. do a little research, look at what they're currently doing, but just letting them know that you care about their brand and that you care and want to actually help and serve them and make sure that they grow as well. And just by coming off that way, you'll be surprised at how much extra business that you can get just by doing that. So look at your current clients or your previous clients and reach out to all of them. And the last topic that I want to talk about is now it's the time for you, if you haven't already, to start your personal brand or to start that side business. If you're a filmmaker, photographer, or any kind of creative that has focused and relied on just one source of revenue, one source of income, of shooting and editing, or getting clients and whatnot, now is the perfect time, especially if you're not super struggling for money. If you have some extra free time on your hands and you're not trying to get money because you live paycheck to paycheck, if you have that freedom right now, or a little bit of freedom, spend it on building your personal brand or building that business, so you don't have that stress and that anxiety if something like this were to happen anymore. Right now, I'm in a very comfortable situation, and I'm blessed to say that because I have multiple revenue streams that I've been able to create, not really even on purpose. It just kind of happened. And now that this situation has transpired, now I'm super blessed that I am not one of those people that are panicking. And the saddest part, and it's incredibly sad, half of Americans, 50% or more, live paycheck to paycheck. And just hearing that statistic absolutely breaks my heart. And those people are struggling right now. So if you're feeling that stress, you're feeling that anxiety, as I'm talking right now, think about how much stress you would relieve by having just a little extra revenue coming in. And I'm talking just an extra, maybe even a couple grand or $1,000 just coming in, that might not even pay all of your bills, but at least something to make you feel a little bit better. And this is the time. So if you want to start a personal brand in that side hustle or that side business, a great way to start is with the audience that you currently have. What questions are they asking you right now? Could you solve them with a digital product? And what digital products would you even want to create? What would fulfill you? What would excite you? What type of value do you want to offer to your audience or to your potential audience? And it's not just offer value. Everybody says offer value, offer value, offer value. It's more than that. With YouTube and with social media, yes, it's offering value. But when it comes to your digital products, when it comes to things that people actually pay money for, there needs to be a transformation. They need to get some sort of amazing result that they are seeking. And that is one of the biggest differences between providing value from an informational standpoint, like me talking to you right now is me providing value, but then a program or a digital product needs to provide the transformation, if that makes sense. So what kind of value do you want to provide, but digging deeper, what kind of transformation do you want to give to your audience? And then the last question that you need to think about is, what's going to be your main platform? Everybody should have a main social media platform that they focus on, and then repurpose the content to go on your other platforms so that you have some engagement on all the other platforms. But you should always have that main focus, that one platform where you really put your biggest focus in. And Gary Vee, if you're a fan of Gary Vee, he talks about that all the time, the 80-20 rule or whatever it's called, where he puts 80% into that one platform and 20% into all the other platforms. I think he even called it like it's the 120% rule or something, where you put 120% into one platform and then you put 100% into the other platforms. But I don't know if you really need to do that. But anyways, that is my spiel. I hope that helped. I think I gave you about 15-ish things to think about, to go over. Hopefully it didn't overwhelm you. But ask yourself where you're at right now. If you need money right now and you're struggling, okay, start contacting previous current clients, contact small businesses that are thriving right now, that are incredibly busy, and just to start attacking that right now. And if you're someone that doesn't need money, like you're not dying for money right now, you don't live paycheck to paycheck for the most part, okay, maybe start thinking about that side business, that side hustle, or start growing your personal brand if that's something that you've been wanting to do and it just keeps getting pushed off. And just to summarize, the easiest way to get through this is you're not doing a ton here. You're simply just adapting to the situation. And yeah, it might not be content that you want to create or that you're dying to create. In a case like this, you might just have to do it. And so you're not doing huge changes, but you're just adapting and you're pivoting a little bit and you're asking, okay, what do people need right now? Because people need services all the time. They're always going to need their problem solved, no matter what. It doesn't matter if we're in a recession. It doesn't matter if we're in the next world war. There are always problems to be solved, and people will always pay for those problems. And this isn't just filmmaking, photography. This is every kind of skill, any kind of business. Everybody has problems that need solving. And if you're struggling and you continue to get after it, one of my friends, Zach Hanavar, mentioned this. He's actually the manager of Yes Theory. He said, you can continue punching the bag, but instead of punching the bag, just change the punch. And so if you're continuing to do things that, they're just not working, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean that you should stop. It just means to adapt, pivot a little bit, change it up just slightly, change the punch, and try that out and keep punching it with that new punch. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it provided some good things for you to think about. Give it a thumbs up, comment down below. Let's get the conversation going. There's actually something that I'm working on right now. I'm working on a productivity journal. It's actually finished. It's a system that I created from trial and error with myself because I've been always distracted and not getting things done. And at the end of every single day, I would be like, I didn't get anything done. What is my problem? So if you're someone that has said that to themselves before, you're like, I work so hard and I haven't gotten anything done today, I highly suggest checking out this productivity journal. I decided to give it to everybody for free. There's zero cost whatsoever. It's 100% free. The only thing that I ask for is if you go to my podcast, Ramblin' Radio, on iTunes and leave a written 5-star review. It has to be written. All you got to do is take a screenshot of it. Take a screenshot before you click submit, because it's going to disappear when you click the submit button. Take a screenshot and send it to my email, hello@zachkravitz.com, and we'll send it to you ASAP. If you want a productivity journal, if you want to learn my system for getting shit done and being super productive, it's 100% free. You got nothing to lose. All you have to do is take that screenshot of that 5-star written review. That's all I'm asking for, since I'm giving it away for free. The link is in the description. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you need anything. If you need anything, comment down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.